welcome everybody to the Exceptionals, where I interview different individuals across multiple industries who are exceptional in their field, but not only exceptional, they bring it back to the community. So without further ado, I want to introduce my guest for today, the exceptional Miss Stacy Ike.
That is a lot. First of all, thank you.
And thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so Miss Stacy.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit, the viewers, for the people who don't know you yet, and reintroduce yourself to your fans.
Okay, so I'm Stacy Ike. I'm from Houston, Texas. I went to University of Missouri for journalism school. I'm the oldest of 5. Used to live in Australia. Have lived in LA for about 3.5 years. Really into avocados. Not so into pets. I have been doing entertainment for the past 4 years, working as a TV host and actress, and it has been an incredible, crazy, exceptional, beautiful, ridiculous journey. Yes. And JesusTheBomb.com. It's kind of me in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, that's it.
I think that wraps it up.
No, yeah. I think that was a pretty good setup.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you recently released your 2017 reel.
Yeah.
Which was fantastic.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, so now let's take it back.
Okay.
Take us back to that moment. When did you know, or how did you know this is it? This is what I want to do?
Well, I think it came when I realized what I didn't want to do, because I wasn't actually sure what I wanted to do, but I know what I didn't want to do. And I was used to be in news, which I love and respect and care for, but it just wasn't full of me. And that's a lot of people's story, where they're like, I really want to be more, bubbly and whatever. But it wasn't just that. It was like, there was a lot of anxiety that I had there that I didn't have in other parts of my career. So it kind of like freaked me out. And then when I graduated from college, I didn't apply for one job. And I was like, you just click the button and just send it. And I couldn't do it. So I was like, well, you don't want this. And you probably shouldn't even try to force yourself to want this. You should really go after what you want. And so I think what helped me find this is that I had no other options.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, well, that's your option.
That's pretty good.
It was kind of crazy. It's a crazy decision.
But it's good that you decided not to do what you did not want to do.
Yeah.
Instead of settling. Yeah,
it's something like, it's so much easier said than done, because you're like, oh my God, just like do what you want. Nah, man, like it's harder to do, but I say it because I did it and I believe that it's possible, and I know it's possible. I just know that it can be hard. So that comes with a lot of like self-reflection, a lot of Jesus, a lot of moments, a lot of self-doubt. It comes with all that stuff too, but it's still for me, it was the right decision. So,
And here you are today.
And here we are.
So it was the right decision. Okay, so now I'm a believer that our success lies within our daily rituals.
That's good.
So can you share with us some of your rituals? How do you set yourself up for success?
Wow. I just had the most amazing conversation with my best friend this morning about that, and how, for me, my daily rituals have been influenced by the people in my life. So like my mom's a very healthy eater.
Okay.
And so I'm really trying to implement that in my world. My brand manager, who's also one of my good friends, is a very scheduled human. I am not that scheduled of a human. And so like through her, like I use my Google Calendar. I mean, like all the time. I'm serious. You would not have seen me do that a year and a half ago. It's very funny. I've always been a big journaler, so that was something that has helped me hone in on just like the day, beginning and the end. You got to start in prayer. Even if you don't have to get out the bed to do it, you just stay in the bed, say your moment, move on. For me, it's like, it can happen 5 times a day, because I'm like, hey God, what's up? Let's just chat, just checking in, whatever. Like those things are very important. And so journaling, praying, chatting with friends, keeping a schedule. I'm really trying to get a little bit even more intentional about setting your goals at the beginning of the week, because I set my goals like throughout the day, and then I'm a very to-do list person, so I'll write the 10 things down, and you're like, okay, like you only check 2 things on, and you're like, I didn't do anything, it just keeps getting longer. Right. So you're like, how about setting realistic goals, 3 a day, 2 a day, like something, because it's crazy life. There's no way you can get 10 things done in one day. It's just not really possible. So I try to set realistic goals as much as I can, and go with that. So those are a couple little things I do.
Have you been doing lately?
How have I been doing?
Yes.
Pretty good. I think like everything, like I try to work in quarters or in chapters. And so for me, I was just talking to somebody. I was like, okay, we're in chapter 8. It's time to hustle. We got 20 months. This is August. We're about to wrap up August. We're going to the next month. Like I try to operate in chapters. So that keeps everything a little bit more not realistic, but minimal. Like where you're like, okay, I'm in chapter 1. It's cool. Chapter 2's coming. Like there's still more time to do the excellent stuff we want to do. There's time to do it. We just have to chill. We gotta chill. It's a lot. Just chill.
Just take it from
Just chill. I'm telling you,
gotta
it's just not
chill.
that serious. I'm telling you, it's not that serious. Just chill.
You gotta
And I'm
chill.
telling you because I'm telling myself too. Because I'm sure after this, I'm like, I have 5 meetings. You know, it's just like not. It's not that serious. So yeah.
Okay, well, something very important, and I know it's very important in your life. It's very important in my life as well. You mentioned prayer as one of your daily rituals. So one of my favorite sayings is God prepares you for what He has prepared for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is there anything that you can look back in your life? You were doing something and you were thinking at the moment, why am I doing this? What's the point? And now you're looking back and like, oh, I got it.
Wow. There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those, and I'm telling you, like, I don't really say this often because I don't think I'm the best at it, but and I'm honest about that because I know sometimes I'll be like, God, I really don't know if that's the move, you know, like obedience. You hear a lot of people say like obedience is the way to go, and I do try to be as obedient with what I hear and what I feel from Him as I can, but I know sometimes I argue a little bit. So I think there's a lot of situations that God put me in, and I'm like, you know, when you're working for free, when you're hustling, when you're at a job that you don't really understand why you're there, just so you can meet one person who refers you to the job you're supposed to be at. Like that happened a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
I worked for free at a company for a very long time, and as much as I enjoyed it, you're like, okay, what's next and how do I move on and whatever the case is. And that job, that moment prepared me so much for even bigger things because
Yes.
it showed me the diligence that I had when there was no money on the table. And that's when I knew how much I liked what I do. Because I was doing it for nothing. And I was like so crazy about it. Like I couldn't put a mic down, or if I hadn't interviewed for 2 weeks, I'm freaking out. So I would just get on, it didn't matter. And so when I started doing it and getting bigger jobs and bigger opportunities, I was like, wow, I just like genuinely love this. And that was just so like, that was cool. That was a cool moment. You're like, wow, God, like you just wanted me to make sure that this is where the lane you had for me. And that's how much you cared about preparing me for it. So he's just kind of lit, you know?
Yeah,
He's just kind of
all
lit.
day.
You know, I'm like, you lit, like...
You know, we
So,
fuss
yeah,
and fight it up,
but-
but he likes that.
Dang, right? He's like, listen, it's cool. I'll win at the end.
Right.
That's actually really good.
Yeah.
He probably loves it.
Yeah, he's
oh,
like,
man.
he's like, come on, so you're
That-
not gonna tell me anything? So you're just gonna do it like that? You're not
That
gonna
is
say
really
anything?
good.
So
That's really good.
He does enjoy it.
Yes, absolutely.
enjoy
I
that.
agree.
So tell us about a defining moment in your career.
Defining moment. There's always a couple of those,
Yes.
but defining moment. Is there a specific type of defining moment you're looking for?
No, I mean a defining Stacy moment. A one take Stace defining moment.
Probably interviewing Oprah. Interviewing
get to
Tom
that.
Ford was a big deal. And the first day that I went live on a network, and I wouldn't even say the day I went live, the day before I think was more defining, because when I got there, everybody was like, hey, like, we're here prepping for your show. And like, they kept saying your show, and I kept being like, that's interesting. And then like when we were in rehearsal, no one was like, hey, so this is a prompter and this is how you do it. Everyone literally was like, she's good, sat me down, and like we were on. And that was the most ready I had ever been for anything. And I was like, this is crazy. And they think you're ready. Like I was assuming they would be like talking to me for hours,
Right.
you know, like prepping.
Right.
They were like,
Just
just
press
do
record.
it, just do it. I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to put people on TV like that. I think you're supposed to like, and they're like, why? Like you already know what you're doing. And I wasn't sure that I knew what I was doing, but everybody and God knew, so you just walk in that, and it was a big deal. I remember being like, this is crazy, because I was ready, and I wasn't sure, but
you weren't thinking about it, yeah.
not at all. It was just like, amazing. I'm like, wait, this is crazy. So that was really dope, yeah.
So a couple of defining moments.
There, and I hope there's a couple more.
Of
I
course.
hope there's a whole bunch more.
A whole bunch more.
Yeah.
There's already 4 months left in the year.
Yes.
2018, like you said in your webinar, you have to get ready
We're
today.
already prepping.
Yeah,
That's
this is...
chapter 8 is, you need to
Yeah.
talk about chapter 2 now.
Hey.
But don't rush it. It doesn't mean like overdo it, but it does mean, you know, let's get ready for what's next. Because there's always something dope coming next. So it's like,
Yes.
yeah, just want to be prepped and ready.
What do you enjoy most about what you do?
I really like making people laugh. I just love it. I love like when people
You
like
do.
get free, and I just think like I'm a huge goofball. Like, you know, I'm professional in a lot of rights, but I really like the freedom to just be like whatever. And I think when I can encourage somebody else to do that, it's a big deal. And I think the way I do it is by like, I'll start by embarrassing myself first, and then you feel free to do, you know, just come on, jump on in when you want. And if you leave me out here, like that sucks. But, you know, for the most part, like I just really like watching and being a part of people's laughter. It's such a fun, it's such an amazing thing. Yeah.
People love to laugh.
I love laughing so much. Like, it's the best. I love laughing and really good song lyrics. Favorite thing. So
That's good.
Yeah.
That's okay. So, favorite song lyric?
Oh, dang, I did that to myself.
Yeah, I mean, you set yourself up.
I did. Okay, what's my favorite song lyric right now? There's a song called Subway Car, Mark E. Bassey.
Okay.
Just a beautiful song. And it's really like, the song lyrics is like, the city moves through you. Don't change because the city moves through you. And it just used to like really hit me because like I'd be like, wow, like I definitely worked my butt off in LA, but LA also like found me too. Like we just meet in the middle at so many things. And so I used to think that song was like, you don't have to change anything about you to fit in or to work in this city.
That's beautiful.
I used to be like, that's so dope, Mark. Yes. Mark, I don't know where you at, but we need to I need to meet you because that song is everything.
Give her a shot. Give her a shot. Give her a call.
Subway
She's ready.
Car, man. Like I got an interview for you because that was good. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so random question.
Sure.
You're a brand new addition to a box of crayon. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What color are you and why?
I'm a brand new addition. That's really... So can I be a color that's already in there?
It's your color.
I'm probably yellow.
Okay.
Because I got that dark skin and yellow looks really good on us.
Oh.
And also like yellow's just a really beautiful, bright color. I'm a really big fan of the sun. The impact of the sun is just like that's everybody moves to LA for the sun, right? And so like I just noticed when my mood changes so drastically when like the sun's not out or when it's like a blue, and I kind of hate it because I'm like, oh wait, you're like tripping today. But I love the energy of the sun and just like how bright it is in the city. And like every city, I mean, I'm from Houston, the sun's always shining. So it's like, I love the energy of that. And so I'm like, I would be yellow. That's a really good question. I never thought about that. Now I know.
So now we know.
That's good.
Yellow,
That's good.
bright. We have Miss Stacy Ike,
That's
the bright, energetic, which you are. Okay, so that it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a little bit about not afraid of your imperfections.
Oh, wow. You did your research, bruh. I'm impressed.
So let's talk about that in a second. Let's talk about how it started and how that mission has evolved over time.
Absolutely.
To what it is today.
That's so good. So I was interning in Los Angeles as a sophomore in college, and I was just meeting so many incredible people out here, and I had the bug. So I was here, and I was like, okay, parents, I'm not going back to college. I'm going to just stay in LA. They were like, no, ma'am. So, thank God they cut that off. But that summer, by the end of it, I called my best friend. I was like, dude, there's just so many people doing amazing things. Like, we need to be on that track. Like, what are we doing with our lives? And blah, blah, blah. She's like, okay, well, what do you think we should do? I'm like, we should start a blog or a website or something. And so we're on the phone, and I come up with the name Naomi, and she's like, that's what we're doing. Like, I love it. And so we start building this just like community of, and I didn't really want to leave it to just women, but because it was two girls, it was easier to do so. Okay. But I really think there's something important about men also understanding that they are Naomi as well, because to me, it starts with the guy sometimes to inspire the queen. We need the king to be on point too for the queen to do her thing. Like we need that to sync. And so Naomi is just this beautiful understanding, but culture of people that know that I understand and embrace the insecurities and the imperfections that I have, and I use those to my advantage. And I can't shy away from them because that's who I am. Like the whole changing yourself culture and they say I did the most, blah, blah. Like I was the girl who always did the most as a kid. And man, there's so many people who are like, you're loud. I'm like, you right. And like, and at the time you're so like young and fragile that you're like, I am loud and blah, blah, blah. And my family made a really funny joke about it because I was at home during Essence, or after Essence, I went home, and when the show aired, which was really a beautiful moment, they all were like, it's so crazy because we all used to say how much you talked at home. And like, I mean, back in the day, and like now this pays your bills. And I was like, yeah, this is a cool, nice little turnaround. So Naomi is just not being afraid of who you are, not being afraid of your imperfections, owning them, and trusting that they're used for you to inspire other people to continue to do their thing. Like your gift and some of the parts of you that you don't understand is part of your glory, is part of your mercy, like your moment, your shine. All the crazy things about me, all the quirks that I'm like, all right, edit that a little bit. It's like, that's what apparently, and I say apparently because sometimes you're like, that inspired you? That was like the weirdest thing about me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something I don't want people to know. But those are the moments that people are like, you helped me do my thing. You know, I've just had so many beautiful moments where people like that inspired me. So that's kind of where it started. And so it's evolved into, it's still evolving because I'm working on a couple different brands at once. So I'm trying to be smart as a businesswoman and also like as a talent where you're like, okay, where do I put my eggs? But Naomi is my absolute heart. And at the end of all of this, that's the only thing I really want to like shine. So yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, it's shining because you're shining. Okay,
Oh,
so now tell us a little bit about OWN. You're the host of OWN Tonight. Tell us about that moment when you get that call.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, is this real?
Man, it was crazy. I mean, I got an email first and it was, hey, you know, Oprah's a fan of yours. Already that sentence, you're like, stop. Okay, stop playing right now. Okay. You know. So she's a fan of yours. She's a fan of the show that you're doing and we want to have some talks with you. So, you know, a couple weeks go by because they're kind of figuring out their stuff as you're trying to figure out your thing. And, you know, there's a couple conversations, but you're not sure like what it really means. Right. And so, and it's just so funny because I didn't even get hired. I got hired probably like a couple weeks before it went on, like not even a full 2 weeks. So it was just a crazy moment. And my EP tells me now, he's like, you know, I saw you on Twitter doing another job. And for me, that sold me, like, to hire you. And my other friend was like, yeah, like, I sent your stuff to this person. And they were like, she's amazing. Well, it was so many different people that you were like, God is the only person that gets the glory of this. Because there's so many beautiful stories. They were all the right version. But I was like, who helped me get here? Right. I was like, oh.
One connection.
You just had all these people doing what you wanted to do.
Right.
And like, let me be in the mix. You just let me be in the mix. And so like, it was such an honor. It was such a beautiful like experience. And, you know, I just very, very grateful for an opportunity like that. Like I said, like they just trusted me so much. And like the OWN team and the OWN Tonight team, like they're like some of my favorite humans. They really are. And I love Greenleaf so much. Like I love the cast so much.
I see you.
Those are my people. Like I love the Greenleaf cast. So it was just such a divine connection because I had met all of them less than a year ago. And to be working with them, interviewing them on that couch in that way, it was crazy. And they still be like, this is, like, with the text message we would send, like, what's happening? I'd be like, can't tell me. I have no idea. I'm trying to just.
I thought you knew.
I thought you knew. I have no idea.
I thought you knew.
I'm trying to just be here. I'm trying to be present, make sure my makeup looks good, trying to talk, have the talking points down. Like, I'm just trying to be smart. So it was a brilliant, brilliant experience. Yeah.
And it's still brilliant.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much.
So, can we talk about dirty laundry a little bit? Oh, we not? I mean, I don't know. Should we talk about it or should we not talk about it?
Oh my gosh, dirty laundry? Yes, we can talk about it.
We can talk about it?
Yes.
Just for a little bit.
That's hilarious. Yes, I love it.
Okay, so let's talk about Drea for a little bit. Okay? Now.
This is great.
Now, would you have done it differently than Drea, or she just had to know?
You know what? I thought Drea was super petty, but I liked being able to play that because that's not like me in real life at all. And my friend who wrote and created the project, I remember when he called me, well, I called him because I was harassing him about it. I was like, how you gonna write this like horrible character for me? He was like, you're too nice. And like, I just want to see you like be petty for a second. I'm like, that's kind of crazy, but really fun. And so it was just a really dope collaborative project because he brought on like some of my favorite people now. And we just got to work together and do just like fun work. It was, you know, because acting is definitely in my heart, but I haven't had as much time to put into it. And so when I remember telling him, I'm like in passing, like, oh, like I love acting. He's like, great, you're going to be in my next project. I'm like,
is it?
You know, so like shout out to him, Ritz, you know, dope dude and dope project and really fun. And I would never do what Drea did. I think she was crazy. But I love her. I love her. I think she's fun.
But it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, the knife and everything, I was good. I thought I was gonna see some blood. I said, no, I know there's no blood right now.
Shout out to Dee Dee for that scene,
Yeah, but
man.
that was
She
good.
was so serious.
She was.
We shot that at like, by the time it was a knife scene, it was probably like 3 or 2 in the morning.
No,
like
but
it was just crazy.
It was fun.
Oh my God, so much fun. Yeah, that was good.
Well, Miss Stacy,
Yes.
thank you very much.
I so
that
appreciate
was a great interview.
Yeah.
And is there anything you would like to say to the fans, to the viewers?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I just want to appreciate you, especially,
Thank you.
you know, support is a big deal in what we do. And so the fact that, like, just to be interviewed by you, I'm like, this is really fun because he was just tapped into my webinar, like, just a couple weeks ago. So I appreciate that so
cool.
much.
That was very
And I
cool.
hope that you got some stuff out of that. And,
Well, I sure did.
you know, this is a big, I've been living off the motto, fight for your fairy tale, because it exists. And I think that I'm going to repeat it as much as I can. I'm going to put it in everybody's face as much as I can because it's so important to understand and believe that what you want is out there. It's a really crazy world right now, and it's sometimes a very depressing world, and it really seems like we're not allowed to have what we deserve, but God doesn't play games like that. So you deserve greatness, and I just want you to never forget that and keep fighting. Like, keep going. Push, fight, crawl to the finish line. I don't care. Just get there. Just go. Yeah.
Just go.
Just go. Let's do it, please, for everybody. Just for everybody.
Well, thanks again,
Yeah,
Stacy.
Thank you.
Thank you for the viewers for joining us, for watching.
Guys.
And until next time, be exceptional.
Yes, I love that. Bye, guys.